Like, someone like, good evening, Kim. I'm like, no, we're doing afternoon to 6 p.m. And technically, I mean, go check it out. We've got Google. I ask around. You don't start evening until it is evening proper. So around at 5:45, 6 p.m. thereabouts. But I know a lot of people have argued about this over time, so I'm not going to go on and on. I know start the show with trouble. Let's leave it at that. But when it's Nigeria Info and Kimberly or the DK is on the show, we start our evening from 6 p.m. What am I on about? Oh, well, it's hard facts, people. My name is Kimberly Wachko. So let's get right into the big stories of today. What would make you go on a hunger strike? What's a hunger strike, you ask? Well, you've not heard of Mahatma Gandhi. It was one of the amazing strategies he used back then. And I've heard a lot of, minds that are enlightened mind, particularly from the East, in India. And they always, like to touch up things with a bit of a hunger strike and send a message like, I'm not eating, I'm not drinking water, I'm dying here. Pay attention to the cause I'm pushing forward. And people actually do pay attention to that. I'm trying to recall when we had someone who went on an hunger strike some time back. There was one story in the news, but it's not coming to mind. So let's focus on the one who is kind of like on a hunger strike at the moment, and that is Achimugu, the business executive and socialite Aisha Achimugu. She declared a hunger strike in EFCC custody following her arrest by operatives of the commission. A statement by the legal team of Achimugu, led by Ojuku-san, today said that their client was arrested around 5 a.m. at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. And the news agency of Nigeria recalled this, that they said the EFCC in March had declared this woman, gorgeous by the way, Achimugu, wanted over allegation of criminal conspiracy and money laundering. Now, the Federal High Court in Abuja, which was presided and by Justice I.E. Eko, he wasn't the one, that previous case that issued the arrest, right? Well, this one is for Monday. On Monday, ordered Achimugu to appear before EFCC on Tuesday and also to appear before the court tomorrow, Wednesday. Ojuku said their client had arrived voluntarily from London to honor the EFCC invitation before arrest by operatives of the commission, and said the socialite had, through her lawyers, informed the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday that she would visit EFCC on Tuesday, and explained that the planned visit was in connection with an ongoing investigation into an alleged case of criminal conspiracy and money laundering brought against her. So she was in London, came into the country, but the EFCC picked her up from there. But I was coming in and I was going to show up on Tuesday and be in court on Wednesday. But the FCC is being one step ahead. Proactive? I don't know. But that is the case. And so she was worried. And she's immediately gone on a hunger strike. You speak yesterday. Today is Tuesday. It means she hasn't been eating since yesterday. Well, I know people who do 3 days dry fasting. She'll be all right. But, it's trying to send a message to saying, this isn't fair. You extended an invitation to me. You gave me time and I was going to be there. And I came into the country for the purpose of that. So why pick me up like, I was deviant or something or running away? She says she's a prisoner of conscience and our stand on the arrest is that it was contrary to the rule of law, according to our lawyers. Reports have it that EFCC spokesman and the rest of Achimugu proved about it. That's all right. We'll just leave the bit of that part out because I would need to verify it on our own. But that's the case here. She said she came into the country for that. And so it's a hunger strike. It's not a long one. It's not going to 3, 5, 7, 11 days. I guess that skin will still be glowing and all of that. But she's sending a strong message with this. It shouldn't have happened this way because she was going to honor it nonetheless. But you recall about 3 weeks ago, that's when she became like a wanted person. EFCC did say they were investigating something tied to her and that they were looking for her, yeah? So it's quite interesting. Interesting enough that yesterday we were asking what's the latest and the update concerning Betta Edu and Sophie. What's her name again? The former humanitarian minister, Sadia Omar. Yes, for 1 minute. All right, so, and now this. But that's not what EFCC is about. They're still big on people who abuse the Naira. Just so you know. I just need to put this one out there. To remind you, if you think, oh, Bobrisky has happened and what's the other guys, not to be Cubana, the other chief priest happened, and then we've moved past it, you'll be surprised because the operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrested a popular Lagos socialite. You know him as E-Money. His name is Emeka Okonkwo, for abusing the Naira note. He was arrested last night as its resident in Omole area of Lagos State. Sources within the commission told The Punch on Tuesday that E-Money was arrested for allegedly spraying United States dollars, an act said to be in violation of the Foreign Exchange Act. I bet you didn't know that. Because I recall there was a video that came out sometime, and then he was in Nigeria not too long after the Bobrisky episode happened, and we found out that he stayed in off-campus praising and everything. And then there was a video that emerged of, I think one of former governor's kid. There was a wedding going on, and then they were spraying dollars. So people were complaining like, oh, this is happening, and EFCC is pretending, looking the other way. And then some people are arguing about technically it is not the Naira. So perhaps that's why they're not wading in. But then E-Money allegedly sprayed the United States dollar, contrary and in violation of the Foreign Exchange Act, and they picked him up. So it means any currency, even the worst currency. Which one is the worst in the world right now? I would have said the Zimbabwean dollar, but I know they are working on it. I would have to do a search to see what currency stands as the worst right now. And don't say Naira, because no, we're not even in top 10, I think. No, we're not that bad. All right. So one of the sources confirmed his arrest, and the reason why that happened was for abuse of money, defacing foreign currency. Specifically, he was alleged to trade the US dollars, which is against the Foreign Exchange Act. He was arrested at his residence, and is currently, I'm sure he would have touched base in Abuja at the moment, because they'll have to question him. This kind of question, you can't do it in Lagos. You have to come to HQ for questioning. So why? On the 16th of so date and so time, we were seen on video spraying foreign currency. Explain yourself. All right, fun time, but hey, respect money. It actually takes money to print money, and any attempt, it's one of our national icons, the currency. It's representative of who we are, and you have to treat it with respect. And it's not only when you're caught on cameras, you go about your business trade. Back then there used to be like infomercials that would tell you, don't squeeze the Naira, no, don't talk it in your women are in the market where you talk it, don't do that. Don't fold it, don't manhandle it this way. Just already properly got a wallet and a purse and put it that way. So apparently applies to every single currency that you handle that is a legal tender recognized in Nigeria. So that's that. Now let's get into the big three stories. And Nnamdi Kanu's case is still pretty much there from the former administration. This one, a lot of people are still waiting to see, how do we wrap this up, and when are we going to get closure? Why is it dragging for too long? And I know a lot of section of the country that have appealed to the federal government to find a way, since they instituted a case against him, to just let this one slide. Perhaps like you've learned your lesson, you've been incarcerated or held while the case was going on for a while, and there are people who believe that there will be some peace and quiet in the southeastern part of the country if he's let off the hook. And others say, see, this thing has escalated beyond Nnamdi Kanu. It can be fixed by him alone. But it doesn't matter what your argument is. The fact is the case is pretty much in court, and as at today, the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted an application by the federal government to shield identities of witnesses billed to testify against the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu trial judge James Omotosho granted the application after federal government counsel Adegboyega Awomolo, a senior advocate of Nigeria, moved an ex parte motion to the effect. Moving the motion, he said, and told the court rather, that the identities of the witnesses needed to be protected for security reasons. The senior lawyer identified or informed the court, I beg your pardon, that the charges against Nnamdi Kanu bordered on terrorism, hence he needs to protect the identity of the witnesses. He requested that the names of the witnesses be shielded from the public for the general reason of security. Kanu Agabi, also a son and former Attorney General of the Federation who appeared for Kanu, did not object to the application. However, he requested similar cooperation from the federal government when bail application from Nnamdi Kanu would be argued. And the judge, Mr. Omotosho, subsequently granted the plea. Meanwhile, the first prosecution witness identified as PWAAA, saying you can identify this person, had commenced testifying as the prosecution formally opens its case against Mr. Kanu. So the case is back, it's on, and a lot of people are just waiting to see what conclusion would get out of this. Before pleading to charges, Mr. Kanu passionately asked for forgiveness of the former judge and promised to be of good conduct throughout the duration of his trial. Mr. Kanu's apology was contained in a lengthy, prepared speech delivered by his new lawyer, Mr. Agabi, who was appearing for him for the first time that day. I remember some time back where he asked for a change of judge, Justice Nyako, back then, where he felt like she wasn't handling it properly, and then she wanted to recuse herself from the case also. And the case was taken back to her again, and we kept like, what exactly is going on? All of the back and forth. But apparently there's a lot of technicality to changing the judge and all of that. It's just been one very interesting roller coaster ride from when Nnamdi Kanu was, first held, and then he was granted bail, and then his home was invaded, which he said led to his wanting to leave in the country, which was seen by the state as jumping bail, to his arrest in Kenya, bringing him back to the country, and how the trial has gone up on this moment. And it feels like we're just still pretty much at the beginning. Like, how far has this progressed for some bit of closure? But you know how it is. It's usually slow. And I hope that it's fine enough for it to be, a fair interpretation of what happened. So we're going to leave that to the court. And for people who are saying the federal government dropped this case already, do they even have a case? Because the allegation against him is quite strong, He said some things, and he's led some people, and he's been against state, and that's led to the destruction, the vandalism, and death of some people. It does sound weighty, doesn't it? Well, let's go for a quick break.
They say I'm fashionable, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk. The Federal High Court in Apo has dismissed an application filed by Godwin Emefiele, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, seeking to reclaim an estate seized by the federal government. Now, on the 2nd of December, the EFCC secured the final forfeiture of the estate in the federal capital. The estate, located at plot 109 Cadastral Zone, CO9, Lokogoma District, covers about 150,500 square meters in the country's capital and contains 753 duplexes. Now, although the estate was initially linked to a company that later denied ownership, Emefiele, through his lawyer, A.M. Koteye, filed a motion as an interested party in the suit. The former CBN governor sought an extension of the time to apply to set aside the interim and the final forfeiture order made by the court in December 2024. MFLA contended that the entire forfeiture process was conducted without his knowledge and alleged that the EFCC published the interim forfeiture notice in an obscure section of a newspaper, making it difficult for him to respond timely. Now, according to him, he's been standing trial in 3 separate criminal cases across different courts in Abuja and in Lagos during the period, making it impossible for him to discover the publication. So, he accused the FCC of deliberately concealing the forfeiture proceeding despite the agency's frequent interaction with him on other pending charges. However, in his ruling, the presiding judge held that although the principle of factus officio, lawyers, if I didn't pronounce it well, correct me, which means a court becomes powerless after delivering judgment, was raised. The court still had the authority to revisit the decision under certain condition. The judge pointed out that Section 17, subsection 2 of the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act 2027 clearly outlines the notice requirement for forfeiture proceedings, and it rejected MFL's claim that the publication was obscure, noting that a half-page notice in a national newspaper was sufficient and could not be reasonably described as hidden. So, MFLA does not have the case. It's a forfeited property after all. It's a huge asset, I must tell you. 753 duplexes. It's large. I look at the pictures and I get a chill. Like, boy, how much money do you need to have like a city, a mini one to yourself? And so this is going to the state eventually, seeing that we'll get to see how they try to push this particular envelope and see if they want to try their hands at it. But the judge is saying, nah, it was not obscure. It was in the national daily. It was half page. We saw it. And then you did. We talked about it. But, you know, he was shuttling 3 courts, different courts, 2 different states in the country, and just didn't have time to flip the papers. Neither did his lawyer, relative, or anyone close to him know that it was put up at this point in time. Sad for him. But, yeah, nobody wants to be MFLA at this very minute, given the fact that he's going through so much at the moment. You're losing assets. You have a case to answer in court, terrorism charges there, and mismanagement also while he was in office is also something that he has to contend with. And then the general anger from a lot of Nigerians as to the horror and the pain that they went through when we had that redesign of the Naira episodes. A lot of people are not forgiven at this point in time. So, yeah, it is what it is. The court has stood its ground and said that property, that's asset forfeited. So, it must be a big deal for him. So that's another story that Nigerians are talking about today. My phone lines are open. Feel free, share your thoughts, share your concerns about these stories. And Did you see the EFCC when, I think I did, I saw it in the paper and I saw it online also, so a lot of people did, and I recall vividly that we did talk about it when that notice was put up in the paper, but you know, sometimes you can be overwhelmed with so much going on and EFCC dragging you and everybody dragging you and all of that, you know, you don't have your head enough on your head to know what's written about you or about your assets, but it's all good. We'll leave it to the wisdom of the court and their interpretation at this point. Besides, people are really angry that one man owns so much, but you'd be surprised what some people owe in this country. There's money here. I mean, don't fool yourself and think because you don't have 2 coins to rub together that some people don't have. But how do they come into the money? Yeah, valid question. Valid question at this point in time. Did they exploit state resources and took advantage of their office to amass some filthy wealth to themselves to the detriment of, you know, the people? So, plenty of questions to answer as to how you came into that money. But I see my phone lines buzzing already. We might make it interactive as possible. Call me up on 0700 951 0000, or you can call 0809 5974 869, or call via WhatsApp. Send a message via WhatsApp or a voice note not longer than a minute 30 seconds via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0809 9930137. You can tweet. Our handle is at Nigeria Info ABJ. That's on X. And we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. I'll be going there to look at your messages also. YouTube is at Nigeria Info Abuja. Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. Hello?
Hello? Shame, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Justice of Peace.
Good to hear from you, Justice of Peace. And welcome back.
Yes, ma. Thank you. In the case of Emefiele, I think I wouldn't even like to break my head over it. All he needs is just for his own fellow, his own person to take over power, and he will reclaim back his property. You remember the case of Walter Norgan? I will.
No, how does here. Walter know? Oh, well, Walter eventually went to court and said, hey, you can't take all of these things away from me because it was unfairly. Yeah, I remember. So it's that all right. It's not the end after all.
When the person of Emefiele come, you will hear another English. That one was unfair hearing. We will hear another one. Is it not this country that we are? Moreover, in this country, there are people that are making that have even more than such a properties. These are people who have been into financial institute and they know how to use money and make, establish business and generate more money for themselves. So for me, I'm not even surprised, even if you have more than that. A man who becomes CBN governor, there is a rumor that he's the owner of OPA account and the Money Point account. Do you know 50 naira that they pinch from people every day by day, how much he makes from it in a day? So that property is too small. If it's me as a CBN governor, is it because other ones past CBN governor did not, maybe their own property was not displayed or whatever? So I don't even want to break my head. When the time comes, he knows how to reclaim it. His followers will tell him, Oga, wait, right now is not the right time for you to reclaim it. So just let it be when the time comes. In Nigeria, what Nigeria cannot do does not exist. Kim, have a good time. I appreciate and I enjoy hearing your voice.
All right, thank you very much. Hello? Oops, sorry about that. I was Justice of Peace. Let's hear someone else. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome.
My name is Lukman, calling from South.
Go ahead.
Yes, about Emefiele. Yes, it is sad that in a country like this, the state armed robbers, the political armed robbers have no shame anymore. The other when that news was broken, I said, I link it to Emefiele. Media, you were even the one that say, no, it's not it, this and that. And when they verified that it belongs to Emefiele, you people now never came out and told us. You understand? Emefiele, if it's in a country where the judicial system is working, he should have died by hanging long ago because of how he suffered us. But because we have a corrupt judicial system, which includes the lawyers and even the judge itself, they will be frustrating the judicial process in which that will bring justice to the people. At the end of the day, I think of recent they threw out a case about Buhari and somebody sued Buhari. Emefiele and Buhari is a country where things are working. They are not supposed to. In fact, they should have been sent to where they belong for long ago. It's unfortunate. So these are not people are practicing. It will never take us to anywhere. But I bet it will never. This is not. If you look at countries that get out of all this kind of mess, it is not democracy that took them out of it. So that's my thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear another caller. Hello.
Hello, Madam Speaker.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Issue of Emefiele. To me as a Nigerian, I didn't see anything different between Emefiele and the people in government right now. Because if you check very well, it's when Mr. President said that subsidy is gone. And the money generated from subsidy is today. We didn't know how come about the money and how they make use of it. And there is no any single project on ground that can be able to show that this is the money realized from subsidy. We are still borrowing to fund our budget, and a lot of insecurity around the country, and nothing has been done, and there is no money in the circulation. And you see a lot of things is going on in the country right now, which is everybody is passing through. And you see politicians raising one political party to another political party for them to elect because they know exactly what they are doing. Because the functionality of our law is not lack of law, but it's lack of willpower for you to implement our law. That is the problem we are having in the nation. So there is no difference in between the Emefiele and the present administration because at the end of their government, you are going to find out that what Emefiele even do is more lesser than what you are going to notice after the end of this very administration. Almighty God will take us from every hand. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's the Big Three on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Facts Show. And you're welcome to share your take on the stories that I've looked at or send us messages via WhatsApp. Our number is 0809-9930-137. Hafsat Mazu says, I don't pray for any hunger strike because I can't go for that. And says, all the three stories are sad, but I'm advising Achimugu not to go on a hunger strike. Obiora Chukwu says, hunger strike? Not in Nigeria because Dush is doing it for wound care. Well, you'll be surprised. And Godwin Gimba says, keep the good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for that. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is Shagun.
Yeah, Shagun, go ahead.
Can we currently say that nothing has been done? Every state government in Nigeria today said they don't borrow money again. The governor of State of Nasarawa on TV, he said, with the money I received, I have done more projects in 2 years of this present administration than 4 years of the previous administration. People are hailing Governor Oti of Anambra State. It is because of that subsidy. So I think it's incorrect for people to say that nothing is being done, we can't see the subsidy. For the first time, governors are not borrowing money to pay salary. If the subsidy is not removed, no governor will be able to pay salary. Under Jonathan that people are hearing, they forgot that 28 states, for 8 months, none of them could pay salary. Under the same Jonathan, none states could pay salary. Until Buhari came, he started printing Naira and sharing it every month. This is the beginning of problem. For the first time, that is not being done. So I think people should object it. Close to 1 million students now, they are collecting 20,000 naira stipends every month. Their school fees is being paid. The biggest project ever, those concrete roads, is being done. There's so many things this government is doing. How do you expect somebody to fix it? It's not even up to 2 years. All the mess that has been done. Go and listen to Sanusi 2023. He said, anybody that tells you that this is going to be easy, don't vote for him. Because it means he's deceiving you or doesn't know what he's trying to do. So people should be objective. You cannot fix this country in 2 years. During the 2008 crisis in America, it was in the second year of Obama that unemployment recovered, not even in the first year. So how do people expect things to just be better under 2 years? They should explain. So that's just no continuation. Things are being done, but it takes time. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. I greet you.
My sister.
Thank you, my brother.
This is Engineer.
Go ahead, Engineer.
Since I followed the conversation very well, but I'm just working and listening to some of our contributions. And just as the caller was saying, he said, how can somebody change this thing within 2 years?
Yes.
You see, why I used to, I would just try to manage my language. You know why I used to have some problems with some people? You know, that's sometimes when some people blame us Nigerians for what is going on in Nigeria, I have so much. I don't have so much to say about it because of the way some people also contributed to it. You know what I'm saying? You know what the last caller was talking about? It took 2 years. How can somebody make changes within 2 years? And how can you make people life miserable within 2 years? Well, I think within 2 years, you make people's life miserable within 1 month, and then you can't make their life better within 2 years. What kind of excuse is that? The Oracle, please, can you tell me? Okay, now, even if you want to defend the government, the Oracle, tell me, okay, when are the people going to expect something to change for the better? Oracle, this is a government that came in that in 2012. You know, that's I keep telling people that see, there is nothing. When I tell a friend that I want to marry this girl, he tell me, no, don't marry her. Then he went to my back and married the girl. I saw a land or a house I want to buy it. And the person said, don't buy that house. That he went to my back and go and buy it. And then they tell me to believe that kind of person.
It's the person that come in 2012 and defeat Nigeria and say, oh, good luck. He talk good luck all sort of name, and then only to come back and say, oh, it's time. It's this time that his own reform want to change Nigeria for the better. How can I be that kind of person? I don't know. See, I don't know the kind of. I don't want to insult anybody. I don't know the way we think, because I don't want to just use some kind of negative or oracle. Because you all the tell me everything that the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu protested against when good luck was in there, when Obasanjo was in there. That is, he's now doing it. He's now multiplying it for Nigerians, and then you are telling me to vote that kind of person. So that means I'm so gullible. I don't even have that I'm willing to think that I will be such person. And then you want to come and confuse me. You are not telling me, oh, see what the government is doing. Maybe by December or this thing, you will see everything will come down. This is the government that met fuel at 150, at 190. They are buying it for almost 1,000 naira. They met rice at 20, almost 20,000 or 40,000. They are buying it at 100,000. And then you are telling me you are going to hit the fruit of the labor. When? The people should stop. Come and play with our intelligence, because it's so annoying. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate. Hello? Hello? Oops, sorry about that.
Hello, the Oracle.
Yes, welcome.
I want to sincerely appreciate the last caller. Yes, Tinubu come in and say subsidy is gone. Nigeria are enjoying. People are not suffering. We are having good road. Our medical, our hospitals are working. So everything is working in this country. With the subsidy is gone, with the 8 years of Buhari, so nobody should complain, because this government has turned Nigeria to El Dorado. So we are going to the moon. There is security. You can sleep and let the door open. That is the kind of government we have ourselves. So Nigeria shouldn't complain. Just imagine. Say, the Sarawak state governor, he said he's not borrowing money and paying salary. How much was the expenses of life of Nigeria before then? And compare it. How many people lose their jobs every day? With the subsidy is gone, the kind of money you're borrowing. They say when they remove the subsidy, the life of Nigeria will be better. There will be good road. There will be everything. Things will get well. Tell me, I'm expecting Nigerians to call this radio station to talk whether their life is better now than before. In fact.
All right. You know, when Selassie does the mic drop, it means like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. Said the same thing over and over again, and very little has changed. Hello?
Yeah, Madam Kim, how now?
Oga, I'm fine and well. Welcome.
Yeah, Selassie, take it easy. Parabale. It will be better. God will help us. My name is Ojo, the next president.
Go ahead, next president.
Yeah, thank you. Let me appreciate the EFCC for the better job concerning the Emefiele. We are still expecting them to do more. And the question is it the Emefiele that has done it wrong, or is it the only one that perpetuates this corruption? We expect them to expose the remaining collaborators. So let the EFCC do better. We still have a former humanitarian affair. We are not hearing anything concerning her. We still have former aviation minister. Nothing is still being heard concerning him. So they need to do more. A lot of corruption against the former administration. They need to do more. So that is my own take. God will help us.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, let's look at some of the comments on Facebook and YouTube. Al Hassan Ibrahim, I see you on Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us live stream. Olusegun Olaoluwa says the sound. All right. So it's giving a hold back. It's cracking. It's not clear which of it. But I will draw the attention of our tech team to this. Thank you very much for letting me know. Oh, Engineer GP Law also raised the same issue. Peter Amanze, I see you. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Central area, even though we're like next door buddies at this point in time. Well, let's hear this caller. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Adiola Victor from this Alaji.
Adiola, you're welcome.
About Emefiele. Look at what this man is going through now. He has money, he has billions in his account. He has access in Nigeria and all over the world. But his money and assets cannot save him now.
He has been caged. And I know what he'll be going through now psychologically, the trauma and his family members. People should learn lessons from what this man is going through. Although Nigerian police and people are not ready to learn lessons. But if you think you can oppress people, you can sustain people, remember that all these things will come back and haunt you. Now, the past is now haunting him. What is so now is reaping it. Let the money now be as well. You see, look at the millions of naira that this man put into trouble. You see, the speed. Some people die because of this fact. Is being punished. So, Nigerian politicians, man, all this money you have cannot save. Money is not the ultimate. Some people say when you have money, you have everything. And let the money bail out now. What? Leave it alone. Is he the only person that stole money? In this part of the world, we celebrate corruption. Let the people come and bail him out. So, he has to pay for his sins. And for the people, he stands to untimely grave. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I see a lot of people saying I can't be bothered with MFL. Whatever trouble is in at the moment, that's his own kettle of fish. Has nothing to do with me. We went through a lot emotionally, physically, and financially due to the warped policies which were enshrouded in politics at that point in time. So let him and his family members carry their cross alone. Wow. Oh, boy. I'm not sure I'll be happy with what you're rating, but hey, still not your business, I hear you say. All right, let's listen to some of the voice messages. Remember, 1 minute, 30 second tops. Anything exceeding that, I will avoid. Hello?
The moderator. Good afternoon, Nigeria. My name is, if you say something, you say something.
Okay.
Please, about MFL. This government should leave MFL alone, please. What is the crime of MFL? They should leave this MFL alone. See this present CBN governor that is drawing us back. Every day, they are employing people secretly from their side, from their zone, putting people there secretly. Please, let them leave MFL alone. Let them release all his property and leave him alone, release him. What offense? It's dollar. We know how much dollar was when MFL is in control. How much is dollar in this their 2 years? Please, thank you.
All right. So the offense of terrorism leveled against him, and also the fact that due process was not followed in the redesign of the naira, and a few other charges they brought up against him is not substantial enough. It's just like let him off the hook. You take your asset. You've done well. You pledged to Nigeria, your country, and you did that. Okay, well, that's his opinion, though, and he's entitled to it. Obient Man Emeka from NNPC Tower says, nice to hear from you again. Nigerian politicians are taking us backward where the rest of the continent are moving forward just cause of greed. MFL is a small fish in the big net of Nigerian politics. It's just because he's opened for us to see. I put it to you that MFL will be back to wherever his own political or politicians party when they take center stage. This is Nigeria for you. In Seychelles Republic, he will be sweating in jail by now. Here in Nigeria, it's papa money that they're amassing. Don't forget that 2 billion vans were seen moving into Basilion Mansion in Lagos until now. What happened? Emeka is not forgetting too soon. That particular picture and video is still ingrained in the minds of a lot of Nigerians. All right, let's hear this other voice message.
Good afternoon, Chemology, because I have to call you Chemology. You are a study. You are a case study.
Okay.
Actually, I want to talk of Nnamdi Kanu incarceration or detention. I am happy that the case has restarted again, but I will equally want Nigerian government to be strict and to be the way they are following Nnamdi Kanu this case judiciously and with all sense of seriousness. Let them equally take up other cases like this. not when it has to do with people from Southeast. Their laws will work. When it has to do with some other ethnic group, you see some people trying to shortchange the law or change the hand of the. So, for me, we all are waiting to see the judgment that is going to come out of it. But some people should equally know that belief is something you don't force people to stop believing in what they believe in. It's something you do a kind of reorientation and love. So I think federal government or whosoever that cares should know that you can only try when you use force. But after some time, what is crying will keep crying. So let them be careful the way they handle Nnamdi Kanu's case. Thank you. I'm Alex, making this voice note from Wuye.
All right, Alex from Wuye, thank you very much. Tokwe says, God save Nigeria. As for Mefele, no comment. Fasting is good. It has some health benefits. So the hunger strike will benefit her somehow. And Tinubu is only fighting Mefele because of the role he played by trying to stop vote buying, introducing the change of money. He's fighting him out of, it doesn't think, all right, it's not altogether altruistic. Thank you very much, Paul West. It's all from Kuwa, my Kim. Hero darling, but I'll leave that out. You can see the level of obnoxious, nauseating, and vexatious maleficence going on in the name of governance in Nigeria. Wealth without enterprise. Let someone say that Buhari. All right. Thank you, the Patriots. Thank you very much. And this is Country Bobo. It was late on your call who went on hunger strike sometime when she was alive. I didn't know about her, but someone else came. I just can't place my finger on it. Someone else asked for Monyeka, but I didn't know she went on hunger strike. Now I know. And on the Mefele's issue, that shows the level of greed and wickedness in the hearts of some of our leaders. I hope it will not be forfeited and reacquired by other greedy people in government. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. This is Sarah.
Talk to us.
As for Kanye zone is clear as daylight. Now the man who is saying that the way they should treat the piece of it. I've talked about insecticide and the deodorant, and it's clear. I've talked about all fingers not equal in this country. It's showing it's not clear. What they can do to other people, they cannot do to some other people. That is clear. That is why there's yesterday you were asking that question. That is why the love and the this thing and the partiality here is clear. And then to talk about Emefiele, this is Emefiele. Honestly, whenever they come, I feel sorry for you because he's not a scapegoat. Because of the naira change and everything, that is why they're persecuting him. It's a message of the worst of them all, or do I say worstest of them all? There are so many of them today who are worse, who did worse, who stole more than even Emefiele. Who is in this government, controlling this government? They are all there. That's why I'm just saying it. I'm no longer interested. Because if Emefiele were to come from some certain part of this country, nobody will talk about his case again. How many cases among so many of them today? Are you hearing about them? Every day it's Emefiele. I should clap for them. Oh yeah, I don't clap for them. Emefiele every day. So we'll be happy. Let me tell you the truth. I want Nigerians to take this to the bank. If we do not stop these people in 2027, we will continue to suffer and grow the way we are.
All right, Tara.
But if we stop them, we will have new refinery. When you catch all of them now that is sitting out there, those corrupt politicians, we will build new refinery. I guarantee you that. Take it to the bank.
All right, I will, and I hope I'm able to draw some cash on this. But thank you very much, Tara, for that. And let's take another call quickly, just before we join Dorcas for the news at the top of the hour. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. What's your name?
This is Paul from Gogolada.
Talk to us, Paul.
Yes, I want to make a statement before I come down in military case. Under democracy, you are supposed to come to power by people's vote. But somebody came to power and said, I use my money to come to power. Is that person not supposed to be in prison as well as a Emefiele? Is there a Emefiele that's supposed to be in prison? Is that person not an offense? Did the person not also commit the same offense too? Because we pass through the sun to go and vote. So somebody said, me, I bought it with my own money. So is the person not supposed to also be in prison with Emefiele? If the person and Emefiele not supposed to be in the same water group? It's a question.
Your question is hanging out there. Might be one person who is interested in responding to it.
Good afternoon, Kim. My name is Emmanuel Isa from BIZ Kuba. You are talking about the Emefiele. Nigerians are so sentimental in their judgment. You are talking about the Emefiele. What happened to Buhari? What happened to Buhari? Somebody come up from black oil to enter red oil. It's not the same oil. Even presently, what is happening now is more than the Emefiele one. Look at our money they are collecting, charges, anything. You withdraw the collect money. You deposit the withdraw your money. You pay the say quarter this thing, quarter what, quarter that. They are taking our money anyhow. It's not the same system. So why are we talking of Emefiele alone? Which kind of Emefiele? People looted money than Emefiele. They are here. They are in this country. What are we saying? We are too sentimental.
All right. I had to end a voice message. The fact that you recorded your voice notes while I was talking in the background and you did reduce the volume, it made it a little, now. I bet you were cringed a little when you heard the playback of it, but it's all good. So when you want to record your voice message, just make sure you turn on the volume of your radio so that we don't get two voices at the same time. All right, Dorcas is here for the news. We'll take a quick break and join her for that, and we'll come back and look at some more. Stay with 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Place where you can get it all trending.
People are dropping on their vehicle and running, leaving their vehicle.
A place where you can air your views.
I want to report the situation.
Let's talk about the biggest conversations with the trustworthy ideas passionately connected to everyone.
This is Nigeria Info.